You know how parents say we don't appreciate them enough? Well, Marty McFly learned that lesson the hard way in Back to the Future. Aside from the fact that he spent more time with an eccentric scientist than his hot girlfriend, Marty was a typical teenage boy. Unfortunately, his pal, Doc Brown, steals a little plutonium from Libyan terrorists.
I'm about to embark on an historic journey.
And Marty uses his time machine to escape from Qaddafi's thugs. In addition to finding his way home from the past, he also has to make sure his parents still fall in love so he still exists. You know, cause that's fairly important. Welcome to the future. W.H. Stratton here, and today we're revisiting the incredible cast of Back to the Future, the biggest hit of 1985, and what made Michael J. Fox a superstar. These days, he's leading the charge to find a cure for Parkinson's disease, and his co-stars have some interesting stories of their own. Be sure to smash that thumbs up icon for us, and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications so you'll know when we post new videos. Now it's time to strap into the DeLorean, fire up the flux capacitor, and let us show you
What happened?
Claudia Wells. The role of Marty McFly originally went to Eric Stoltz, who had completed 6 weeks of filming. You see, Michael J. Fox was the producer's first choice, but he had scheduling conflicts because of family ties. Now, Claudia Wells also had conflicts, so The Office's Jan Melora Hardin was cast as Marty's girlfriend Jennifer.
I don't recall.
And so, when Stoltz was fired, Hardin was also let go, the producers deciding she was too tall to play Fox's girlfriend. Conveniently, Claudia Wells had just finished shooting too. After the film, Wells's mother was diagnosed with cancer, and so she did not return for the sequels. Claudia returned to acting in 1996 and voiced her character for the Back to the Future video game in 2010. Today, Claudia Wells is 55 years old, owns a men's clothing store in Studio City, California, but she's still acting too, most recently in the 2020 horror film Bottle Monster. Elisabeth Shue. Already a familiar face after the success of The Karate Kid and Cocktail, Shue took over Jennifer for the sequels. You might even remember her from the Burger King ads in 1982.
And get a second Whopper free.
After Back to the Future, Shue earned an Academy Award nomination for 1995's Leaving Las Vegas, playing a drug-addled prostitute keeping Nick Cage company as he drinks himself to death. Next up was Woody Allen's Deconstructing Harry, and then 2000's Hollow Man, where she got to be terrorized by an invisible Kevin Bacon. In 1994, Shue married producer Davis Guggenheim, and they have 3 children together. And if you didn't check out her reprising her Ally on Cobra Kai, you definitely should. But she was disappointed her part didn't include an on-screen kiss with co-star Ralph Macchio. Aren't we all? Today, she's 58 years old, and you can check her out on the Showtime Uber series, Super Pumped, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Donald FULLILOVE, the greatest last name ever, and prior to playing Hill Valley Mayor Goldie Wilson.
Mayor! Now that's a good idea.
Donald FULLILOVE got his start voicing animated characters, including the king of pop himself in the Jackson 5 cartoon. He was born in Dallas, Texas, and graduated from Crenshaw High School in LA, a school whose alumni include rapper Ice-T, MLB star Darryl Strawberry, and basketball coach Kevin Ollie. He currently lives in Burbank, California, and stays busy as a voice actor. Today, FULLILOVE is 63. He's done several Pixar films, and you can hear him provide voices on the Disney Plus Marvel show What If? Leah Thompson. Before Leah Thompson landed the role of Lorraine McFly, she too was a Burger King commercial alumnus.
Not better than baseball? Think about it.
And prior to Back to the Future, she appeared alongside Tom Cruise in All the Right Moves and manned an RPG in Red Dawn. Thompson was in high demand after the film, making some great films like the actual Eric Stoltz starred film Some Kind of Wonderful, and then some huge flops like Howard the Duck. But she soon found a ton of success on TV, playing the lead in Caroline in the City, which enjoyed 4 seasons, and then starring in the show Switched at Birth for over 100 episodes.
I told him you were kinda dead. So, he'd buy one of your paintings.
Leah met her husband on the set of Some Kind of Wonderful, and they have 2 children together. And the best fun fact, she loved the dress she wore for the Enchantment Under the Sea dance in the original so much that she stole it from the set. And she still owns it today. Her daughter Zoe once got in trouble for wearing the iconic dress on Halloween. We last saw this 60-year-old actress guest star on 2 episodes of The Goldbergs. Christopher Lloyd. Emmett Brown had his eureka moment in 1955, and we join him 30 years later as he's putting the finishing touches on.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
The producers chose the DeLorean for the film's hero car because of its stainless steel body and signature gull-wing doors. It just had that space-age look they were seeking, and it didn't hurt that its designer, John DeLorean, almost did time, so why not turn his car into a time machine? Lloyd grew up in Connecticut and appeared in over 200 plays before moving to film. One of my favorite roles is his mental patient squaring off against Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as well as the oddball Reverend Jim on the iconic Taxi. Lloyd found his niche playing comic villains, including Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Uncle Fester in The Addams Family. He was even the visual basis for the character Gru in Despicable Me. And be sure to look out for this 83-year-old actor in a galaxy far, far away, as Lloyd was cast in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. James Tolkan. Tolkan was a well-known film heavyweight playing plenty of cops and criminals before playing Principal Strickland.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
He studied acting from Stella Adler at the famous New York Actors Studio and was the producer's first and only choice to play the stern Principal Strickland. He went on to chew out Maverick and Goose the following summer in Top Gun. Tolkan still makes occasional appearances, but the last regular gig this 90-year-old actor had was the Timothy Hutton show A Nero Wolfe Mystery on A&E. Tom Wilson. Biff terrorized the McFlys throughout the entire trilogy.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Portraying multiple generations of terrible tenants, but is reportedly a very nice guy who based his character on his own childhood bullies. Wilson got along very well with the cast, with the notable exception of Eric Stoltz, who insisted on staying in character at all times and got a little too rough when they shot stunts together. Wilson was afraid he was about to get fired when director Robert Zemeckis asked him for a meeting. Luckily, it was Eric Stoltz getting fired. Wilson is currently doing voiceover work for The Patrick Star Show and has voiced numerous characters for SpongeBob SquarePants. Apparently, he has refused to sign Back to the Future memorabilia for fans, preferring to focus on future projects.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Today, Tom is 63 years old and is also an avid photographer and painter. He even has a photograph in the permanent collection of the California Museum of Photography. Crispin Glover. Glover got his start playing a Von Trapp in a stage production of The Sound of Music alongside Florence Henderson, and he had an agent at the age of 13. You might remember him on some episodes of Happy Days and Family Ties, before he became George McFly. He was reportedly so nervous during filming that he lost his voice during shooting, and had to dub most dialogue later. Crispin didn't return for the sequel, and producer Steven Spielberg recreated his likeness using a stand-in, as well as footage from the first film. And so, Glover successfully sued Spielberg for using his likeness without permission. And this legal decision prompted the Screen Actors Guild to develop new regulations. Immediately after Back to the Future, Glover appeared in the controversial film River's Edge alongside Keanu Reeves. A mutual friend murders his girlfriend, and they struggle with the decision to turn him in. Glover made an appearance on Letterman to promote the film, and he left the normally unflappable host speechless.
The press says things about you in the paper. This is a paper, the LA Weekly. And
Crispin re-teamed with Zemeckis in 2007 to play Grindel in Beowulf. And you can currently see this 57-year-old actor as Mr. World in American Gods, Michael J. Fox. He was always the first choice for Marty, but family ties got in the way because his on-screen mother, Meredith Baxter, was pregnant and he was basically carrying the show. And now Eric Stoltz was fired, Baxter had given birth, and Marty McFly was now Fox. But he was only allowed to shoot the movie if they shot most of the scenes on nights and weekends. And thank God he did too, because it helped him outgrow his reputation as a child actor, and he began taking on more mature roles, like the cocaine hoovering Jamie in Bright Lights Big City, and Erickson in Brian De Palma's controversial Vietnam War drama Casualties of War. In 1991, Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at just 29 years old, but it has never held him back. He played the always harried Mike Flaherty on Spin City, which lasted for 6 seasons, and he continued making TV appearances. And then in 2013, he made a return to regular TV, starring in the short-lived but well-loved Michael J. Fox Show. He met his wife, Tracy Pollan, while filming Family Ties, and the couple has 4 beautiful children together. In December of 2021, Michael J. Fox officially retired from acting, but the now 60-year-old actor will be forever remembered for his amazing catalog of work. That's the look at the highest grossing movie from 1985, which holds the record of remaining #1 at the box office for 3 months. And in 2007, the Library of Congress selected the film to be preserved in the National Film Registry. But before you make like a tree and get out of here, please tell us your favorite memories of the film. Which entry from the trilogy was your favorite? And show some love to Michael J. Fox. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up icon and subscribe to the channel. And click the bell for notifications so you can come back and we can tell you
What happened?